What Scripture says about friendship sharpens or softens you. By the end, you'll see why the people around you shape your spiritual direction. Let's get started. You become like the people you spend time with. Not a little, a lot. Your habits, your language, your standards, even what you laugh at. It all starts to shift. And most people don't notice it happening. You just wake up one day and think, when did I start doing that? Scripture has a very clear message about friendship. It's not neutral. It's not random. It's shaping you in one direction or another. So today we're breaking down what Scripture actually says about friendship. Fast, simple, honest. And we're using one running example the whole time. Mike and his gym crew. Mike starts working out with a group of guys. At first, it's just lifting weights. But over time, things change. Let's talk about how and why. Influence. Friendship is influence. That's the core idea. Proverbs 13:20 says, "Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm." Notice the direction. Walk with the wise, you become wise. Walk with fools, you suffer. It's not optional, it's automatic. Mike joins his gym crew. At first, it's just workouts. But these guys are disciplined. They show up early. They track progress. They push each other. Mike starts changing. Not because he read a book, because of proximity. That's influence. Okay. The drift. Here's the problem. Influence works both ways. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, "Bad company corrupts good morals." Not might, not sometimes, corrupts. Mike's gym crew changes. A few new guys join. They skip workouts. They joke about cutting corners. They talk trash constantly. At first, Mike notices it. Then he laughs along. Then he joins in. That's drift. It's subtle. Nobody announces, "Hey, let's lower our standards today." It just happens. Okay. The inner circle. Not all friends are equal. Jesus had different circles. He had the crowd, the 72, the 12, and then Peter, James, and John. Closer circle, greater influence. Mike knows a lot of people at the gym, but only a few are in his inner circle. The ones he texts, the ones he listens to, the ones who shape his thinking. Scripture doesn't say have zero relationships. It says be wise about closeness. Everyone doesn't get equal access to your life. Okay. Sharpening. Here's the ideal. Proverbs 27:17 says, "Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another." Real friendship sharpens. That means friction, correction, challenge, honest feedback. Mike misses workouts. A real friend says, "Hey, what's going on? That's not like you." Not rude, not harsh, but honest. That's sharpening. A friend who never challenges you is not sharpening you. They're softening you. Okay. Loyalty. Friendship in Scripture includes loyalty. Proverbs 17:17 says, "A friend loves at all times." Not just when things are easy. Mike gets injured. He can't lift. Now what? Some gym friends disappear. They were there for the activity, not the person. But a real friend checks in, calls him, encourages him, shows up even when there's nothing to gain. That's biblical friendship. Okay. Truth. This one matters. Proverbs 27:6 says, "Faithful are the wounds of a friend." That sounds strange. Wounds? It means truth can hurt, but it helps. Mike starts getting arrogant, talking down to beginners. A real friend pulls him aside. "Hey, that's not a good look." That stings, but it protects him. Better a painful truth than a comfortable lie. Okay. Flattery. Opposite of truth is flattery. Proverbs warns about it constantly. Flattery sounds nice, but it's empty. Mike hits a personal record. Everyone cheers. That's fine. But if someone always tells him he's amazing, even when he's slacking, that's dangerous. Flattery removes correction, and without correction, growth stops. Good friends encourage. Great friends also correct. Okay. Shared direction. Friendship is easier when direction aligns. Amos 3:3 asks, "Do two walk together unless they have agreed to meet?" Translation, alignment matters. Mike wants discipline, but if his closest friends want comfort, there will be tension. One pulls forward, one pulls back. Eventually, something gives. Scripture doesn't say abandon everyone who disagrees, but it does say your closest friendships should support your direction, not fight it. Okay. Isolation. Now let's balance this. Being alone is also dangerous. Proverbs 18:1 says, "Whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire." Isolation sounds strong, independent, but it often leads to blind spots. Mike decides, I don't need anyone. He trains alone. No accountability, no feedback. Progress slows, then stops, then habits slip. God designed people for community. Even Jesus had disciples. Okay. Correction versus condemnation. Important distinction. Good friends correct, bad friends condemn. Correction says, you're off track, let's fix it. Condemnation says, you're a failure. Mike skips a week. A good friend says, let's get back in. A bad friend says, typical, you always quit. One builds, one tears down. Scripture calls for truth in love. Ephesians 4:15. Both matter. Okay. Consistency. Real friendship shows up consistently. Not perfectly, but regularly. Mike's gym crew that actually helps him, they're there, week after week, early mornings, cold days, no motivation. Consistency builds trust. You know who's serious. You know who's not. Scripture values steady faithfulness over occasional intensity. Same principle applies to friendships. Okay. Influence on character. Friends shape more than habits. They shape character, speech, attitude, values. Luke 6:45 says what's in the heart comes out of the mouth, and your environment feeds your heart. Mike starts using certain language, jokes, complaints, attitudes. He didn't plan it, he absorbed it. That's how friendship works, quiet influence over time. Okay, choosing wisely. You don't choose your family, but you do choose your friends. That's responsibility. Psalm 1 describes the blessed man. He does not walk in the counsel of the wicked. Notice again, walk, influence, direction. Mike has options, different groups at the gym, different environments. Choosing wisely is not judgment, it's stewardship. Your life is being shaped. Choose the shaping carefully. Okay, being the right friend. Now flip it. It's not just about choosing good friends, it's about being one. Are you sharpening people or softening them? Do you tell the truth or just keep things comfortable? Do you show up or disappear when it's inconvenient? Mike wants good friends, but he also has to be one. Scripture calls for both. Okay, Jesus as friend. Ultimate example. Jesus calls his disciples friends in John 15:15. And what does he do? He teaches, corrects, encourages, sacrifices. He tells truth even when it's hard. He serves them. Ultimately, he lays down his life. That's the model. Friendship is not just shared activity, it's sacrificial care. Okay, rapid recap. Friendship is influence. You become like the people around you. Bad company corrupts. Not all friends have equal influence. Real friends sharpen, not soften. Flattery is dangerous. Alignment matters. Isolation is risky. Correction builds, condemnation destroys. Consistency reveals real friendship. Friends shape your character. Choosing friends is stewardship. You are also responsible to be a good friend. Okay, final so what? Look at your closest circle, not casually, honestly. Are they sharpening you or slowly softening you? Because one leads to growth, the other leads to drift. And most people don't notice the difference until it's obvious. So maybe it's time to adjust your circle, or step up and become the kind of friend Scripture describes. If this hit, comment "Sharpen me," and subscribe if you want more clear breakdowns of what Scripture actually says about real life.
Subscribe if you want more straight up explanations of what Scripture actually says. See you next time. Check out this video next. And I